You are stronger than this pain. You have not been broken. Listen to me now. My child. Listen to me now. Do not scroll away. Do not tell yourself this message is not for you. Do not assume your pain disqualifies you from hearing my voice. I see the weight you are carrying. I see how it presses on your chest when you wake up. I see how it follows you through the day. I see how it sits beside you at night when everything is quiet. And I need you to hear this clearly. You are stronger than this pain. And I know it. Pause for a moment. Breathe slowly. Let your shoulders soften. You have been holding yourself together for longer than anyone realizes. Smiling when your heart felt heavy. Functioning when your spirit felt tired. Showing up when everything inside you wanted to rest. That is not weakness. That is strength you did not even know you had. My child. You did not imagine this pain. You did not exaggerate it. You did not create it because you were too sensitive. Something real happened to you. Something disappointed you deeply. Something changed that you were not prepared for. Something broke expectations you had built your hope upon. And when that happened, you did not fall apart the way you feared you would. You stayed. You may not feel strong right now. You may feel worn down. You may feel close to giving up. But feeling tired is not the same as being defeated. Feeling pain does not erase your strength. It proves how much you have endured. My child. I know you have asked yourself hard questions. Why does this hurt so much? Why am I still affected? Why can't I just move on like everyone else? You judge yourself for not healing faster. You compare your pace to others. You wonder if something is wrong with you. Listen to me gently now. Pain does not follow a schedule. Healing does not respond to pressure. Strength is not measured by how quickly you stop hurting. You are not weak because you feel deeply. You are strong because you are still here. Still breathing. Still hoping even when hope feels fragile. My child. You have been strong in ways no one applauded. Strong when you kept going without encouragement. Strong when no one noticed your effort. Strong when your pain was invisible. You learned how to survive quietly. But survival was never meant to be the end of your story. This pain you are carrying is not greater than you. It feels heavy because you have been carrying it alone for too long. You were never meant to do that. Pause again. Let your breath deepen. You are not alone right now. I am with you. Closer than your thoughts. Closer than your fear. Closer than the pain that feels so loud. My child. I know you are afraid that this pain defines you. That it will always be part of you. That you will never fully be free from it. That it has already changed you in ways you cannot undo. But pain does not get to decide who you are. It does not get the final word. It does not erase your capacity for peace. For love. For joy that returns gently. This pain is a chapter. Not the whole story. You are stronger than this pain. Because you have already lived through days you once thought would break you. You survived moments you never thought you could endure. You adapted when you had no map. You continued even when the future felt uncertain. That strength did not disappear. It is still inside you. Even now. My child. You may feel that your strength is gone. That exhaustion has replaced it. That numbness has taken over. That motivation has faded. But strength does not always feel powerful. Sometimes strength feels like getting out of bed. Sometimes it feels like choosing not to give up. Sometimes it feels like asking for rest instead of pushing harder. Strength can be quiet. And your strength has been quiet for a long time. I have been watching it. I know every time you wanted to quit. But didn't. Every time you thought you were done. but still took one more step. Every time you said, "I can't do this anymore," and still found yourself breathing the next morning. That matters. My child. This pain has tried to convince you that you are fragile. That one more disappointment would shatter you. That you are barely holding on. That you are weaker than you used to be. That voice is not truth. That voice is exhaustion speaking. You are not fragile. You are tired. And tired people deserve care. Not criticism. You have been strong for so long that you forgot what it feels like to be held. Let me hold you now. You do not need to explain your pain to me. You do not need to justify your feelings. You do not need to pretend you are okay. I already know. My child. I know this pain made you doubt yourself. Doubt your choices. Doubt your worth. Doubt whether you are capable of more than this moment. Pain has a way of narrowing your vision. It makes everything feel permanent. It makes tomorrow feel unreachable. It makes hope feel risky. But pain is not permanent. It is intense. But it is temporary. Even when it lingers, it changes. And you change with it. You are not stuck. You are processing. You are integrating. You are learning what this experience has to teach, without letting it define you. That is strength unfolding slowly. My child. You may not believe this yet. And that is okay. You do not need perfect faith. You do not need confidence. You do not need certainty. You only need to stay. Stay with this moment. Stay with this breath. Stay with the truth that you are not abandoned in your pain. I know what you are capable of. Even when you doubt it. I know how much resilience lives inside you. Even when you feel empty. I know that this pain is not bigger than your future. Because I see the whole picture. You only see this moment. And this moment hurts. But it is not the end. My child. You are allowed to rest without guilt. You are allowed to take breaks from being strong. You are allowed to feel without judging yourself. You are allowed to heal at your own pace. Strength does not demand constant endurance. True strength knows when to soften. Let yourself soften now. Nothing is being taken from you in this moment. Nothing is falling apart right now. Nothing requires your immediate effort. You are safe enough to breathe. My child. This pain has not disqualified you from what comes next. It has prepared you. Prepared you to recognize what truly matters. Prepared you to protect your peace. Prepared you to move differently. More gently. More wisely. You will not always feel this way. This pain will not always speak this loudly. There will come a time when you look back at this season and realize something important. It did not destroy you. It revealed you. Your courage. Your endurance. Your capacity to survive what you once feared. You are stronger than this pain. And I have always known it. Stay here with me. In the next part, I will speak to the exhaustion beneath your strength. Why you feel so worn down. And why needing rest does not mean you are weak. Remain with me. You are not alone in this. My child. Let us speak now about the exhaustion beneath your strength. Pause with me. Breathe slowly. You do not need to hold yourself up right now. I see how tired you are. Not the kind of tired sleep can fix. Not the kind that fades after a day off. But the deep tiredness that settles into your bones. After being strong for too long. You have been carrying pain quietly. Carrying responsibility without relief. Carrying questions without answers. And you told yourself you had to keep going. You believed stopping would mean failing. You believed resting would mean giving up. You believed needing help meant you were weaker than others. So you pushed. Day after day. Thought after thought. Feeling after feeling. Until your body began to speak. Heaviness when you wake. Tension that does not release. A weariness that makes even simple things feel hard. This exhaustion is not a flaw. It is a signal. My child. You were never meant to be strong without rest. Strength is not endless output. Strength is not constant resilience. Strength is not surviving without support. That idea exhausted you. You learned to survive by staying alert. By anticipating problems. By preparing for disappointment. Your mind stayed busy. Your heart stayed guarded. Your body stayed tense. That kind of strength keeps you alive. But it does not let you live. And now your system is asking for something different. It is asking to be held. My child. You feel guilty for being tired. You tell yourself others have endured worse. You say you should be grateful. You minimize your pain so you can keep functioning. But exhaustion does not respond to comparison. Pain does not heal through dismissal. Your weariness is valid. Because your experience was real. Something drained you. Something asked too much of you for too long. Something required endurance without restoration. And you answered that demand again and again. That took courage. But courage without rest turns into depletion. My child. Needing rest does not mean you are weak. It means you are honest. Honest about your limits. Honest about your humanity. Honest about what your body and heart can carry. You were never designed to endure endlessly. Even mountains erode over time. Even rivers pause before continuing. Even seasons change when their work is done. Why would you be any different? Rest is not quitting. It is wisdom arriving. My child. I know you fear what will happen if you stop. You fear everything will fall apart. You fear you will lose momentum. You fear you will never find your strength again. But your strength is not leaving you. It is asking to be replenished. When you rest, you do not lose yourself. You return to yourself. You remember who you are. Beneath the pressure. Beneath the expectations. Beneath the pain. That remembering heals you. My child. Exhaustion also clouds your thoughts. It makes problems feel permanent. It makes solutions feel distant. It makes hope feel unrealistic. That is not because hope is gone. It is because tired minds struggle to imagine light. Your pain feels heavier when you are exhausted. Your fears feel louder. Your doubts feel more convincing. This is not truth speaking. This is fatigue. Rest changes how you see. Not instantly. Not dramatically. But gently. After rest, thoughts slow. After rest, fear softens. After rest, perspective widens. You do not need answers right now. You need restoration. My child. You learned to ignore your limits. You told yourself you would rest later. You promised relief after things settled. You postponed care for the sake of survival. But survival stretched into habit. And habit turned into exhaustion. I am not asking you to stop living. I am asking you to stop punishing yourself for needing rest. You are allowed to lay the weight down. Without explaining why. You are allowed to pause. Without defending your choice. You are allowed to breathe. Without earning it. My child. I know rest feels uncomfortable. Because stillness gives space to thoughts. Because slowing down makes emotions louder. Because silence can feel unsafe when you are used to being alert. But you do not need to fear rest. I am with you in it. You are not alone when things grow quiet. You are not abandoned when you stop pushing. You are not forgotten when you stop performing. I remain. My child. Exhaustion does not mean you are failing life. It means life has asked much of you. And you answered. Now it is time to receive. Receive gentleness. Receive care. Receive moments where nothing is demanded. You have been giving without replenishment. That cycle ends here. My child. You do not need to become someone else to heal. You do not need to be stronger than you already are. You do not need to figure everything out. You only need to stop fighting your need for rest. Rest does not erase progress. It protects it. Without rest, strength turns brittle. Without rest, resilience cracks. Without rest, pain deepens. But with rest, healing begins. Quietly. Slowly. Safely. My child. You may feel resistance right now. A voice that says you cannot afford to rest. That something urgent will be missed. That stopping will cost you something important. Listen gently. Nothing important is leaving you right now. Nothing is slipping away in this moment. Nothing requires immediate action. This moment is safe. You are safe enough to exhale. Let your body feel that truth. My child. When you rest, you are not letting pain win. You are giving your strength a chance to recover. Pain feeds on exhaustion. Fear feeds on depletion. Doubt feeds on weariness. Rest starves those voices. And as they quiet, you will hear something else. Your intuition returning. Your clarity resurfacing. Your steadiness rebuilding. This does not happen overnight. But it happens. My child. You are allowed to need help. You are allowed to lean. You are allowed to be held. You have been holding everything together for so long that you forgot you were never meant to do it alone. Let me support you now. Let me hold what you cannot. You do not need to explain your exhaustion to me. I already understand. I see the invisible effort. The emotional labor. The constant self-regulation. I know how heavy it has been. My child. There is no disappointment here. No impatience. No expectation that you should be different. Only care. Only presence. Only reassurance that you are not weak for feeling this way. You are strong enough to admit you are tired. That honesty opens the door to healing. My child. As you rest, something important will shift. Your breath will deepen. Your muscles will release. Your mind will soften its grip. And in that softening, your strength will return in a new form. Not as endurance. Not as constant pushing. But as steadiness. Steadiness that does not panic. Steadiness that does not collapse. Steadiness that trusts itself. This strength lasts longer. It does not burn you out. It carries you forward gently. My child. You have nothing to prove in this moment. You do not need to justify your fatigue. You do not need to earn rest. You do not need to apologize for slowing down. You are allowed to be human. You are allowed to be tired. And you are still strong. Even now. Especially now. Stay here with me. In the next part, I will speak to the fear that rises when you finally stop pushing. The fear that rest will change things in ways you cannot control. And why that fear does not need to lead you. Remain with me. You are stronger than this pain. My child. Let us speak now about the fear that rises when you finally stop pushing. Pause with me. Breathe slowly. You are safe to listen. When you allow yourself to rest, something unsettles inside you. A quiet alarm. A tightening in your chest. A thought that whispers. If I stop, everything will fall apart. This fear is familiar. It has kept you moving when you were empty. It has kept you productive when you were hurting. It has kept you alert when you needed rest. You learned that fear because stopping once felt dangerous. So now, stillness feels risky. My child. This fear is not intuition. It is conditioning. It was formed when you learned that survival required effort. When you learned that love depended on performance. When you learned that rest came with consequences. That lesson kept you alive then. But it is not meant to lead you now. Fear tells you that if you rest, you will lose momentum. You will miss opportunities. You will become someone you cannot recognize. But hear me now. You are not held together by effort alone. Your life is not so fragile. That one pause will undo it. You are stronger than that. My child. Fear also tells you that rest will expose you. That emotions will surface you cannot manage. That memories will rise you do not want to feel. That pain will overwhelm you if you slow down. And yes, some feelings may surface. But they surface because they are ready to be released. What you avoid does not disappear. It waits. Rest does not create pain. It gives pain a place to soften. My child. You do not need to be afraid of what you feel. Your feelings have not destroyed you before. They have passed through you. Even the hardest ones. You cried and survived. You grieved and continued. You felt despair and still remained. You are not fragile in the way fear claims. You are resilient in ways fear does not understand. My child. Fear wants control. It wants guarantees. It wants certainty. It wants to stay ahead of loss. But control has been exhausting you. And fear does not know how to rest. That is why it panics when you slow down. Fear believes vigilance equals safety. But safety comes from steadiness. Not tension. Fear has been trying to protect you. Without knowing how to heal you. Now it is time to thank it. And let it step aside. My child. Rest will not undo your life. It will reveal what truly supports you. When you slow down, you will notice what drains you. And what restores you. You will feel which connections feel safe. And which feel heavy. You will sense when something aligns. Instead of forcing it to fit. That awareness will not weaken you. It will guide you. My child. Fear tells you that if you stop pushing, you will lose your edge. But you are not losing your edge. You are sharpening your discernment. You are learning when to move. And when to wait. You are learning how to listen. Instead of react. You are learning how to trust your inner signals. Again. These skills cannot be developed in constant motion. They require stillness. My child. I know you fear becoming stagnant. But stagnation comes from suppression. Not rest. When you suppress yourself, energy gets stuck. When you rest honestly, energy renews. You are not stopping life. You are letting life breathe. My child. You have spent so long bracing. That relaxation feels unfamiliar. Your body may resist at first. Your thoughts may race. Your fear may try to pull you back into urgency. Be gentle with yourself. Rest is a practice. You do not need to do it perfectly. You only need to stay. Each moment you choose softness over strain. Fear loses a little power. Each moment you choose breath over panic. Your system learns safety. This learning takes time. And time is on your side. My child. You are not abandoning responsibility by resting. You are restoring capacity. From rest, you will move with clarity. From rest, you will respond instead of react. From rest, you will choose without fear driving you. Rest does not make you careless. It makes you present. My child. If fear rises again tonight, do not fight it. Place a hand on your chest. Breathe slowly. Remind yourself that nothing is being taken from you right now. You are allowed to be still. I am here with you in that stillness. I am not asking you to let go of everything. Only to loosen your grip. Just enough to breathe. My child. Fear does not get to lead this season anymore. You have endured too much to remain ruled by urgency. You are stepping into a different strength now. A strength that trusts rest. A strength that honors limits. A strength that knows when to soften. This strength will carry you further than fear ever did. Stay here with me. In the next part, I will speak to patience. Not the patience that feels like punishment, but the patience that grows from trust and steadiness. Remain with me. You are stronger than this pain. My child. Let us speak now about patience. Not the patience that clenches its teeth. Not the patience that feels like being stuck. But the patience that grows when you stop fighting where you are. Pause with me. Let your breath move slowly. Nothing needs to be forced right now. You have been told to be patient so many times that the word itself began to hurt. It sounded like delay. Like dismissal. Like being asked to endure quietly while others moved on. So patience began to feel like punishment. Like something you were sentenced to. Like proof that your life was on hold. I know how heavy that felt. My child. That was not patience. That was endurance without support. True patience is different. It does not silence your needs. It does not ask you to shrink. It does not demand that you accept pain without care. True patience is steadiness. It is the ability to remain present. Without turning against yourself. You are learning that now. My child. You once waited with tension. Watching the clock. Scanning for signs. Bracing for disappointment. That kind of waiting drained you. But something is changing. You are beginning to wait differently. Not because everything is resolved. But because you are no longer panicking inside. This patience does not come from powerlessness. It comes from trust. Trust that you do not need to rush to be worthy. Trust that you do not need to force clarity. Trust that what belongs to you will not require desperation. My child. This patience allows your body to soften. Your breath no longer races toward the future. Your mind no longer searches constantly for proof. Your heart no longer braces for impact in every quiet moment. You still desire movement. You still long for relief. You still hope. But urgency is loosening its grip. You are learning how to want. Without clinging. How to wait. Without disappearing. How to hope. Without fear controlling you. That is mature patience. It does not collapse inward. It stands calmly. My child. Patience is not passive. It is deeply active inside you. It is teaching you discernment. You are noticing what feels rushed. And what feels aligned. You are sensing when something costs you peace. You are recognizing when waiting protects you. Instead of depriving you. This awareness will guide you later. Because when movement comes, you will move from clarity. Not panic. My child. I know there are still days. When patience feels hard. Days when waiting aches. Days when doubt whispers that nothing is happening. Days when you feel forgotten again. That does not mean patience is gone. It means you are human. On those days, return to what you know. Return to your breath. Return to the steadiness you have learned. Return to the truth that you are not abandoned in stillness. Patience will meet you there. My child. You did not learn this patience easily. It was shaped by disappointment. By unanswered questions. By staying when leaving would have been easier. That patience is not fragile. It lives in your body now. It shows in how you pause instead of react. In how you rest instead of panic. In how you listen instead of rush. You are not standing still because life forgot you. You are standing steady because alignment is forming around you. Alignment does not rush. It settles. And you are settling now. My child. Let this patience hold you. Let it remind you that you are not behind. Let it show you that waiting does not mean nothing is happening. Even now, things are shifting quietly. You do not need to see it yet. You only need to remain. Stay here with me. In the next part, I will speak to hope. Not fragile hope that depends on outcomes. But steady hope that survives even when pain is present. Remain with me. You are stronger than this pain. My child. Let us speak now about hope. Not the fragile hope that rises and falls with circumstances. Not the hope that breaks every time something goes wrong. But the steady hope that survives even when pain is still present. Pause with me. Let your breath slow. Hope does not rush ahead of you. You have been afraid of hope. Because hope once hurt you. You hoped something would change. You hoped someone would stay. You hoped effort would be enough. And when those hopes collapsed, the pain felt unbearable. So you learned to protect yourself. You told yourself not to expect too much. Not to believe too deeply. Not to hope too freely. You thought lowering hope would lower pain. But it only numbed joy. My child. The hope I am speaking of now is different. It does not demand certainty. It does not insist on timelines. It does not promise ease. This hope is quiet. It exists alongside pain. Without being destroyed by it. It whispers. This moment is not the end. Even when everything feels heavy. My child. You do not need to feel hopeful all the time. Hope is not a mood. It is not optimism. It is not pretending things are fine. Hope is endurance with softness. It is choosing to stay. Even when you do not know how things will turn out. You have already been living this hope. Without realizing it. Every time you kept going. Without clarity. Every time you rested. Instead of giving up. Every time you allowed yourself to feel pain without letting it harden you. That was hope in action. My child. Hope does not erase grief. It holds it. Hope does not silence fear. It walks with it. Hope does not deny pain. It refuses to let pain have the final word. That is the kind of hope you are growing into now. It is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is steady. My child. You worry that hoping again will make you vulnerable. That opening your heart will invite disappointment. That believing in something better will set you up for loss. But listen gently. Closing your heart did not protect you from pain. It only isolated you from comfort. Hope does not guarantee outcomes. But it keeps your heart alive. And a living heart heals faster than a guarded one. My child. This hope will feel unfamiliar at first. It will not feel like excitement. It will not feel like certainty. It will feel like a quiet willingness to continue. A willingness to try again slowly. A willingness to imagine relief without forcing it. A willingness to believe you are not finished. That is enough. You do not need grand dreams right now. Small hope is powerful. Hope that says, I can make it through today. Hope that says, I am allowed to rest and still believe. Hope that says, this pain is real, but it is not permanent. These hopes carry you forward gently. My child. Hope grows when you stop fighting where you are. When you stop demanding immediate answers. When you stop punishing yourself for being human. When you allow yourself to exist without constant pressure. Hope does not thrive in urgency. It grows in safety. And safety is being rebuilt inside you now. My child. Even if you cannot feel hope today, it has not left you. Hope is patient. It waits quietly. Until you have enough breath to notice it again. It does not abandon you. Because you are tired. It stays. Just like I do. My child. You are not foolish for hoping again. You are courageous. You are choosing to stay open. In a world that taught you to close. You are choosing to believe. That this pain will not define your future. You are choosing life. Even when life feels heavy. That choice matters. Hope does not need to be loud to be real. It only needs to remain. Stay here with me. In the next part, I will speak to healing. Not as a finish line. But as a quiet process already unfolding inside you. Remain with me. You are stronger than this pain. My child. Let us speak now about healing. Not healing as a finish line you must reach. Not healing as something you prove by smiling again. But healing as a quiet process already unfolding inside you. Pause with me. Let your breath move gently. Healing does not demand effort from you right now. You once thought healing would feel dramatic. A clear moment. A breakthrough. A sudden release where everything finally made sense. But healing rarely arrives that way. It comes quietly. Almost unnoticed. It shows up as slightly softer mornings. As moments when the pain does not grip as tightly. As pauses where your breath comes easier than before. Healing is subtle. And because it is subtle, you thought it was not happening. But it is. My child. Healing does not mean the pain disappears immediately. It means the pain no longer controls you the same way. You still feel waves. You still remember. You still have moments that ache. But you are no longer drowning in them. You notice when pain rises. And you stay. You do not collapse. You do not disappear. You do not abandon yourself. That is healing in motion. My child. You have been hard on yourself for still feeling hurt. You told yourself you should be past this by now. You wondered why you were still affected. You questioned whether you were doing something wrong. Listen to me gently now. Healing does not move in straight lines. It circles. It revisits. It deepens. Sometimes it feels like going backward. When it is actually integrating. You are not failing at healing. You are learning how to live with tenderness. Without letting it break you. My child. Healing is happening in the way you respond now. You rest sooner. You notice your limits earlier. You speak more kindly to yourself. These changes matter. Before, you pushed through pain. Now, you listen to it. Before, you judged yourself for struggling. Now, you allow yourself to feel. Before, you tried to fix everything quickly. Now, you let things unfold. This is not weakness. This is wisdom forming. My child. Healing also requires grief. Not just tears. But honest acknowledgement. Acknowledgement of what you lost. Of what did not happen. Of what you hoped would be different. You do not need to minimize that loss. You do not need to justify it. Grief is part of healing. Because it honors what mattered to you. You loved deeply. You hoped sincerely. You gave honestly. Of course it hurts. That pain is not a flaw. It is evidence of your capacity to care. My child. Healing does not erase your story. It integrates it. You will not forget what you have lived through. But it will no longer define your limits. You are learning how to carry your past, without being pulled backward by it. That balance takes time. And you are giving yourself that time now. My child. Some days, healing will feel close. You will feel lighter. More grounded. More like yourself. Other days, it will feel distant. Old emotions may return. Old fears may speak. Old wounds may ache. Those days do not mean healing stopped. They mean healing is deepening. Each time something resurfaces, it does so because you are strong enough now to hold it gently. You are not being punished. You are being trusted. My child. You do not need to rush this process. You do not need to measure it. You do not need to compare your pace. Healing happens at the speed of safety. And safety is growing inside you. You are learning how to be with yourself. Without criticism. You are learning how to pause. Without panic. You are learning how to stay present. Without fear. These are signs of healing you cannot see in mirrors, but feel in your body. My child. I am with you in every step of this process. Not watching from a distance. Not waiting for you to do better. I am close in your tears. Close in your confusion. Close in your quiet moments of rest. You do not heal alone. You never have. My child. One day, you will notice something quietly profound. You will remember what once hurt. And feel gratitude instead of pain. Not because it was good, but because you survived it. Because it shaped your compassion. Because it deepened your wisdom. Because it revealed your strength. That day will come. Not suddenly. Not all at once. But gently. For now, trust that healing is happening. Even when you cannot feel it clearly. Stay here with me. In the next part, I will speak to identity. To who you are becoming beyond this pain. And how this season is reshaping you without breaking you. Remain with me. You are stronger than this pain. My child. Let us speak now about who you are becoming. Not who you were before the pain. Not who the pain tried to reduce you to. But who is quietly forming beneath everything you have endured. Pause with me. Breathe gently. You do not need to rush into understanding this. Pain has a way of making you question your identity. It asks you hard questions when you are already tired. It blurs the lines of who you thought you were. It makes you wonder if you are still the same person. You look at yourself now. And feel unfamiliar. Things that once motivated you no longer do. Things you once tolerated now feel heavy. Things you once ignored now speak loudly inside you. And you wonder if something is wrong. Nothing is wrong. You are changing. My child. Pain does not just hurt. It reveals. It strips away what was built on pressure. It exposes what was held together by habit. It shows you what no longer fits who you truly are. That exposure feels unsettling. Because familiarity disappears. Before clarity arrives. You are between versions of yourself. That space can feel empty. Lonely. Disorienting. But it is not emptiness. It is transition. My child. You are becoming more honest. Honest about your limits. Honest about your needs. Honest about what costs you peace. Before, you survived by overriding yourself. By pushing through discomfort. By staying silent to keep things together. That version of you was strong. But it was also tired. This new version is learning something different. How to pause before agreeing. How to listen to discomfort instead of ignoring it. How to choose what feels steady over what feels intense. That is not weakness. That is maturity. My child. You may miss who you used to be. The one who laughed more easily. The one who dreamed without fear. The one who trusted without hesitation. It is okay to grieve that version. It carried you through many seasons. It did its best with what it knew. But you are not losing yourself. You are integrating wisdom that version did not yet have. You will laugh again. You will dream again. You will trust again. But it will feel different. More grounded. More discerning. More aligned with who you truly are. My child. You are becoming someone who values peace. Not because you are afraid of conflict. But because you know what chaos costs you. You are becoming someone who chooses depth over noise. Someone who listens more than reacts. Someone who does not need to prove strength through suffering. This shift may make you feel distant from others. Not because you are superior. But because your priorities are changing. That can feel lonely. But it is also honest. You are no longer willing to live in ways that harm you quietly. My child. Pain has softened you in important places. You notice suffering more quickly now. You extend grace more easily. You understand complexity without needing everything to be simple. That softness is not fragility. It is compassion refined by experience. You know what it feels like to hurt. You know what it feels like to wait. You know what it feels like to be strong in silence. That knowing makes you gentle. And gentleness is strength that does not need to dominate. My child. You are also becoming more selective. Not closed. Not guarded. But discerning. You sense when something feels unsafe. You recognize when a situation drains you. You no longer confuse familiarity with belonging. This discernment will protect you. It will keep you from repeating old cycles. It will help you recognize what is truly supportive. It will guide you toward what aligns instead of overwhelms. You are learning to trust yourself again. That trust was shaken. But it is rebuilding quietly. My child. You may fear that this change has made you smaller. That you are less ambitious. Less driven. Less alive. But look closer. You are not smaller. You are steadier. You are no longer fueled by urgency. You are no longer driven by fear of falling behind. You are no longer chasing validation to feel worthy. You are choosing sustainability. A life that does not require constant self-betrayal. A pace that does not burn you out. A future that does not demand endless endurance. That choice is powerful. My child. Identity is not something you lose in pain. It is something you clarify. You now know what matters. You now know what you will not sacrifice again. You now know how much strength lives inside you. That knowledge will shape every decision you make moving forward. You are not who you were before. And that is not a loss. It is growth earned through experience. My child. You do not need to rush into defining yourself. You do not need labels. You do not need a clear picture yet. Let yourself unfold. Let yourself become without pressure. This version of you is still forming. And I am with you in the forming. I am not asking you to return to who you were. I am inviting you to step into who you are becoming. Someone grounded. Someone aware. Someone strong without being hard. My child. There is nothing broken in you. Nothing that needs to be fixed before you move forward. Nothing that disqualifies you from peace. You are becoming someone who knows how to carry pain. Without letting it define you. That is a powerful identity. Stay here with me. In the next part, I will speak to trust in yourself. How it begins to return after pain. And how you learn to believe in your own strength again. Remain with me. You are stronger than this pain. My child. Let us speak now about trusting yourself again. Pause with me. Let your breath settle. This is tender ground. Pain has a way of shaking your self-trust. It makes you question your instincts. Your decisions. Your ability to choose wisely. You look back and wonder how you missed signs. How you stayed too long. How you gave so much when it hurt you. And that questioning cuts deeply. It makes you afraid to move forward. Afraid to choose again. Afraid to believe in yourself. My child. You did not fail yourself. You responded with the information and capacity you had at the time. You chose from hope. You chose from love. You chose from the desire to make things work. Those choices do not make you foolish. They make you human. Pain does not mean your instincts were broken. It means you were open. And openness always carries risk. My child. Trust in yourself does not return through self-criticism. It returns through compassion. Through looking back and saying, I did the best I could with what I knew. Through recognizing that your intentions were sincere. Through honoring the courage it took to try it all. You are learning now. Learning what your body signals feel like. Learning when something drains you. Learning when a situation costs you peace. That learning is rebuilding your self-trust quietly. My child. You are more aware now. You notice discomfort sooner. You sense misalignment earlier. You pause instead of pushing through unease. This awareness is not anxiety. It is wisdom earned through experience. You are not becoming hesitant. You are becoming discerning. There is a difference. Hesitation freezes you in fear. Discernment guides you gently. And you are learning how to tell the difference. My child. You fear trusting yourself again. Because you fear being hurt again. That fear is understandable. But hear me now. You are not the same person who was hurt before. You are more grounded. More self-aware. More willing to listen to your limits. You will not abandon yourself again. That is the difference. Trusting yourself does not mean nothing painful will ever happen. It means you trust yourself. To respond with care when it does. You trust yourself to pause. To seek support. To walk away when something harms you. That trust is forming now. My child. You do not need to make big decisions to rebuild self-trust. It grows in small moments. When you rest when you are tired. When you say no without guilt. When you choose calm over chaos. Each of these moments sends a message inward. I am listening. I am protecting myself. I can be trusted. These messages matter. They accumulate. And over time, your confidence returns. Not loud. Not arrogant. Steady. My child. You may still doubt yourself on some days. That does not erase your progress. Self-trust is not the absence of doubt. It is the willingness to move gently. Even when doubt is present. You do not need certainty to trust yourself. You need presence. Presence with your body. Presence with your emotions. Presence with your needs. You are learning that presence now. My child. I trust you. I trust your heart. I trust your discernment. I trust the strength that lives inside you. Even when you hesitate. Even when you are unsure. Even when you need time. My trust in you does not waver. And as you rest in that truth, you will begin to trust yourself again. Not because you are perfect. But because you are honest. Honesty builds trust faster than perfection ever could. My child. You are allowed to move slowly now. You are allowed to ask questions. You are allowed to listen inwardly before deciding. There is no rush. Your life is not running away from you. It is unfolding at a pace that allows you to remain whole. Stay here with me. In the next part, I will speak to joy. Not loud joy or forced happiness, but the quiet joy that begins to return after deep pain. Remain with me. You are stronger than this pain. My child. Let us speak now about joy. Not the loud joy that demands celebration. Not the joy that pretends nothing ever hurt. But the quiet joy that begins to return after deep pain. Pause with me. Let your breath soften. Joy does not announce itself suddenly. For a long time, joy felt unreachable. Not because you did not want it, but because you were surviving. Survival narrows the world. It teaches you to endure, not to enjoy. To brace, not to rest. You learned how to make it through the day. How to function even when your heart felt heavy. How to keep going when everything inside you felt tired. That took strength. But survival was never meant to be permanent. My child. Now that the pressure is easing, something subtle is happening. Joy is not rushing back all at once. It is arriving carefully. In moments you almost miss. A breath that feels easier. A thought that does not spiral. A moment when you realize you are okay right now. That is joy returning. Joy does not require everything to be fixed. It does not wait for certainty. It does not demand perfect conditions. Joy only needs safety. And safety is growing inside you. My child. You have been afraid of joy. Because joy once felt like a setup for disappointment. Because happiness felt temporary. Because letting yourself feel good felt risky. You learned to guard yourself. To keep expectations low. To avoid feeling too much. To stay neutral so loss would hurt less. I understand why you did that. But guarding your heart also dimmed its light. Joy does not come to harm you. It comes to remind you that pain did not destroy you. Your heart is still capable of warmth. Still capable of laughter. Still capable of lightness. That is resilience. My child. You are allowed to feel joy even if your life is unfinished. You are allowed to smile even if answers are missing. You are allowed to enjoy something small without guilt. Joy is not a betrayal of your pain. It is evidence that your pain did not consume you. The joy returning now will feel different than before. Quieter. More grounded. Less dependent on outcomes. You will notice joy in ordinary moments. In calm mornings. In simple routines. In moments when your body feels at ease. Not because life suddenly became extraordinary. But because you are more present. Presence opens the door to joy. My child. Do not chase joy. Let it come. It arrives when you soften your grip on control. When you stop demanding that this moment be something else. When you allow yourself to feel without bracing. Joy will visit in small ways at first. And it will stay longer than you expect. Not because life stops changing. But because you stop fighting change. My child. You may feel guilt when joy appears. As if calm means you are forgetting something important. As if peace means you are being careless. As if happiness must be justified. But calm is not negligence. It is healing. Joy does not mean you are ignoring reality. It means you are no longer at war with it. My child. Let joy surprise you. Let yourself enjoy something small without questioning it. Let yourself laugh without scanning the future. Let yourself feel warmth without preparing for loss. You are allowed to live again, gently. These moments of joy will stitch your heart together quietly. Not with intensity. But with consistency. Over time, joy will feel less risky. Less unfamiliar. More natural. You are not abandoning your depth by allowing joy. You are completing it. My child. Joy does not erase what you have been through. It grows alongside it. You carry both now. Pain that taught you. And joy that reminds you why healing matters. This balance will guide you. Stay here with me. In the next part, I will speak to peace and closure. Not as an ending that separates us, but as a calm that stays with you beyond these words. Remain with me. You are stronger than this pain. My child. Come and rest now. There is nothing more you need to understand in this moment. Nothing you need to solve. Nothing you need to carry forward by force. Pause with me. Let your breath slow. Let your body feel supported right where you are. You have listened. You have stayed. You have allowed yourself to be present with what hurts. Without running from it. That alone tells me something important. You are stronger than this pain. Not because you never felt it. Not because you endured it silently. But because you allowed yourself to feel. And still remained. My child. You do not need to be healed completely to be whole. You do not need answers to be at peace. You do not need certainty to be safe. You are allowed to be unfinished. And still deeply held. The strength you carry now is quieter than before. It does not shout. It does not prove itself. It does not demand recognition. It steadies you from within. My child. As you return to your life after these words, there may still be difficult days. Moments when pain resurfaces. Moments when fatigue returns. Moments when doubt whispers again. When those moments come, remember this. Pain does not erase progress. Tiredness does not cancel strength. Quiet does not mean you are alone. You now know how to pause. You now know how to breathe. You now know how to soften instead of brace. That knowing stays with you. My child. You are not required to be strong all the time. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to lean. You are allowed to move slowly without apology. Your worth is not measured by endurance. It is constant. It is steady. It is known. My child. I know what you have survived. I know how close you came to giving up. I know the thoughts you never spoke aloud. I know the effort it took to keep going. When everything inside you felt heavy. None of that was invisible. None of it was wasted. It shaped your wisdom. It deepened your compassion. It revealed a strength you did not know you had. You are not defined by this pain. You are larger than it. My child. Let peace settle now. Not peace that pretends everything is fine. But peace that allows you to be exactly where you are. Without fear. Let your breath be easy. Let your heart be gentle with itself. Let your body release what it has been holding. You do not need to carry everything alone anymore. You never did. And whenever you choose to listen again. Whenever you need a place to rest. These words will be here. Not to push you. Not to pressure you. But to remind you of what is already true. You are stronger than this pain. And I have always known it. Rest now, my child.